In this episode of Performance Car Refurb, we look at the differences working with other materials used in performance cars, aluminium and carbon fibre. In Performance Car Refurb, we follow two fourth-year apprentices as they learn collision repair tips as they refurbish a Nissan R32 Skyline GTR, a hero and modern classic of the performance car world. This R32 will soon have the show to match its go.
So GTRs run aluminium guards and they run an aluminium bonnet, and that's to weight reduce. With that comes unique challenges. You've got to remember that that's then going to a steel body. Nissan out of the factory, you'll notice, use plastic grommets in between all their screws and everything that tie all those guards in, and they're separated out with plastic or washers. And the reason for that is when you start rubbing between two items, you get galvanic corrosion from aluminium, so it's a unique challenge. Denting becomes an issue. Getting a good finish and surface out of it without going through the materials also quite challenging.
Cameron was asked if he was happy to put the body filler into the guard, which he was. And as he's not a first-year apprentice, so we sort of left him to get on with it. As soon as he started putting the filler into the guard, we noticed there's far too much filler in here.
Cameron over-iced the cake, which is typical for people that don't normally work with it.
It would be okay on a conventional steel guard in the smash repair industry, just to give the entire guard a skim coat of body filler. It really wasn't necessary in this case, and also we didn't want huge amounts of body filler in the vehicle, especially the guards being aluminium and with their propensity to move, just to flex with the vehicle. Cameron's learnt from that. Basically, he had to spend an hour sanding pretty much all the body filler out, and I think just that alone, he's learnt that that's not how you treat aluminium.
So working with aluminium was a really interesting process. I tried to jump into it and repair it like a normal guard that I'm used to. By me doing that, I actually probably went down the wrong path. And then the guys here at 3M said, there's actually a better way that we can do that. We might bring it back down a step, take some of that filler out that we didn't need. And with James's help here at 3M, we were able to get a much better finish than having it full of filler like that.
So Tim and myself discussed with him the annealing process of working with the aluminium, just to make sure we didn't get any work hardening, any stress fracturing from the work that we were doing. We impressed on him the importance of keeping the aluminium repairs and the steel repairs completely separate. So all the aluminium repairs were done in our specific aluminium repair area, using specific aluminium repair tools, and that way there was no cross-contamination, which can lead to problems later on down the line. The tools themselves are all exactly the same. You use the same tools. The difference with working with aluminium would be, in my experience, I would always use a finer grade abrasive. So whether it be a file belt, whether it be a sanding disc, I would always use a grade one step down from what I would on steel, just because the aluminium is so soft and so easy to damage with a coarse abrasive. The beauty of the Cubitron is it's such a long-lasting abrasive that obviously we don't need to use as many steps, if you will. The consistency of the precision shaped grain is so high. We can use an abrasive that is one or two steps lower than conventional abrasives. So that means we can use the Cubitron 2 and get less heat into a panel, which is key on substrates like aluminium. The finer abrasives don't put as deep scratches into the aluminium, and so we were able to use a 120 grit to take the paint, the previous coatings from the guards.
Working with aluminium is a whole new ballgame. It is so different to mild steel. I found that, I definitely had to go a little bit more gentle with the repairs, with the conventional side of it, but at the same time, it is a really strong material. So, it's a bit of a wrestle with aluminium to try and get it right, but here at 3M, the guys have got a much better understanding of it than I do, and we're able to work within its constraints. So equipment and tooling and products make a huge difference across a range of things. Time efficiency, quality, all those things are impacted by those. The Cubitron offers a really consistent grinding of the paint and the panel surface. You can prep it up properly, feather out the edges correctly. It's just a good system.
This particular GTR, we did have a carbon fibre bonnet, although isn't exactly mainstream these days, is getting more and more common on the really high-end cars.
Yeah, Maxine, from my knowledge, was never exposed to working with carbon fibre body parts previously, and we just ran through her the difference between working on a carbon fibre panel as opposed to working on a standard body panel. Take your time, take it easy, don't go too hard. Once you do break through the clear coat, if you actually damage the carbon fibre, it's very difficult to repair that. You might have to get it sent away externally, and that's just another headache that you don't need.
So carbon fibre for me was very new terrain. I hadn't worked with carbon fibre before, and one of the things that I realised in the process was how delicate and how fragile carbon fibre is, particularly the coating that goes on top of it. The coating on top is very temperamental and it can be a bit difficult to work with if you don't know what you're doing. Before we started with the carbon fibre bonnet, it was kind of a bit dull and you could see a lot of the weave come through the clear on the top that was put on by factory. In the beginning with the carbon fibre bonnet, we attacked it with 1000 on the new Cubitron discs with a soft interface pad. That was actually a huge help. Previous products that I've used would not have stood up to the clear coat that was already on the carbon fibre bonnet. We put on 2 coats of MS Clear, which actually brought up the gloss a lot, and it actually added a layer of depth into it, which actually made it look a lot nicer on the finish. It looks fantastic.
In the next episode of Performance Car Refurb, we take a look at another material with plastic repairs.